Hi everyone, it's April again, and today we're going to talk about choosing doctors and medications to manage your symptoms for your chronic illness. So the first thing I want to tell you is a story about something that happened to me with a doctor many years ago. In 2006, I had a heart attack, and I had to have a cardiac catheterization and 2 stents placed. And the hospital assigned me a cardiologist, and when I went in to see him, he prescribed me a traditional protocol of cardiac medications for me to take. I was put on cholesterol medicine, a high dose of blood pressure medicine, a high dose of aspirin, and another medication that stops your platelets from sticking together so that your blood will not clot. The problem with that is I'm only 4 feet 8. At the time I weighed maybe 100 pounds. So the fact is I was over medicated because he put me on a standard protocol of medication for my heart disease. And so I spoke to him about this, and I said, I'm a really small person, and I think that maybe we need to reduce my dosage of some of my medications. And this man looked me right in the eye and said, absolutely not. You will be on this regimen of medication at this dose for the rest of your life, and if you don't take it exactly as prescribed, you're going to die. And I decided maybe he wasn't the cardiologist for me, because after I'd gone on all of these medications, I was at home one day minding my own business, emptying my dishwasher, and I barked my shin on my dishwasher door. And it, of course, bruised because I was on 365 milligrams of aspirin and also this medication that stopped my platelets from sticking together. And so it began to bleed underneath the skin. And it was so bad that by the next morning, my entire foot was black and blue from blood pooling in my foot from barking my shin on the dishwasher door. So that in itself proved that I was over-medicated. So I called my primary care doctor and went in to see her, and I said, look at this. This is just from bumping my shin on my dishwasher door as I was emptying the dishwasher yesterday. I'm over-medicated. And she said, oh my gosh, of course you're over-medicated. And so she did calculations according to my size, my height and weight, and then got the proper dosage of all of the medications that I was on. She reduced them all to match my height and weight. So which doctor do you think did the right thing? My primary care doctor did the right thing, and the cardiologist just saw a number and did everything according to traditional protocol. Well, when you're 4 feet 8, you're not traditional. So I, of course, found another cardiologist really quickly, and he agreed with the reduction in the doses of my medications, and eventually did take me off of 2 of them completely because I no longer needed them. So it wasn't a lifetime of taking these drugs at these high doses. And no, I'm not dead, of course. Not yet. And so, anyway, I say all that to say this. When you are choosing a doctor, they're a specialist for a particular chronic illness. You want to call your insurance company, your health insurance company, and you want to get them to give you maybe 3 doctors in that specialty. Get their name and their phone number of their office, and that way you have 3 doctors to choose from for your specialist. And you go to and then you also ask your health insurance company, do I need a referral to go to this specialist? And if you do, call your primary care doctor. They will get the referral done. But things fall through the cracks. Human error happens. And so be your own advocate. 2 or 3 days before you go in to see the specialist, call your insurance company and make sure they have a referral on file. That way, if you happen to fall through the cracks and getting your referral done, you have 2 or 3 days to get it done before you see the specialist. Otherwise, that office visit for that specialist is going to cost you out of pocket. And as we all know, that can be very, very expensive. Once you see your specialist for your chronic illness or whatever's wrong with you, they're going to give you a prescription for a medication or 2 or 3 to manage your symptoms and hopefully get you feeling better quickly. Before you fill those prescriptions, go ahead and call your insurance company and ask them if they cover that medication or those medications, because not all of them do, especially if you are on Medicare, Medicaid, or a Medicare Advantage plan. They don't cover everything. Even with a proper diagnosis, some drugs are just not going to be covered. They cost too much for the plan to justify the expense. So make sure the prescription that the doctor wants to put you on is covered through your insurance company. And if not, you haven't filled the prescription yet, so that's good. Go ahead and call that specialist back and tell them this particular prescription medication is not covered on my insurance plan. I need an alternative medicine. And let them give you another one and check that one to make sure that it's covered. The biggest thing you have to realize is when you go into a doctor's office, you're a consumer. Just like if you go to Walmart and you buy a product and that product does not work or is damaged when you get home, you would return it and get your money back. Well, you can't return and get your money back from a physician, but you are a consumer, and if you are not happy with the service that you're getting from this physician, go to another physician. There are lots of doctors out there, and just like the doctor that told me I had to take this medication at this dose, which was way too high for me, and if I didn't do exactly what he said, I was going to die, then I didn't like him. And I thought, well, he's not on my team. He's just getting a paycheck. Well, my being here is paying that paycheck, so I'd rather go to a doctor that I feel like we have a good doctor-patient rapport. Someone that you feel like they're on your team, that they want to help treat you or your child or your spouse or your parent. You want them to be a part of your team. And if you're not comfortable with that doctor, go on to the next one. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Make sure that you feel like your physicians, all of your Medicare medical providers, are team members that are helping you to live a long, healthy, happy life. So be your own advocate. Be a consumer. If you're not happy with the service, find another doctor that you're happy with. There's nothing wrong with that. Just remember, there's nothing wrong with that, because this is your health or the health of your loved one that you're talking about. So those are my tips for finding a correct doctor and managing with your prescriptions to make sure that they're going to be covered by your insurance and that you're going to have as little out-of-pocket expense for your care as possible. And please leave comments or questions below if there's anything that I didn't cover in this, or if I said something that inspired a question. Please ask me questions. Please leave comments below. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll be making more videos to help you muddle through this maze of medical stuff now that you have a diagnosis for yourself or a loved one. And always remember, don't forget to laugh. Talk to you later.